to wind down. Tom nudged Willow. Goats wait for no man. Or woman. Coming! Willow approached Beth for a hug. In case you're gone when I get back. I'm all sweaty, Beth protested. Yeah, that's gross. Don't get your sweat all over my sweat. Willow grinned and took off after Tom. Beth watched as they climbed into a farm vehicle, discussing their new livestock in animated tones. Just over 2 months pregnant, Willow had no baby bump to speak of so far, but soon enough she would have to tell the world. Willow would be so embarrassed by all the attention she would get, and Tom would glory in it. Beth smiled as warmth stole over her heart. Tom Forrest was the only man she considered good enough for her precious sister. The only man she really trusted to value Willow properly, and never to hurt her. As for Free's boyfriend, Finn, well, the jury was still out for Beth. He seemed to adore Free like she should be adored, and he'd certainly had an anchoring effect on the youngest Paterson sister. For the first time in her adult life, Free seemed happy to stay in one place for more than a few months at a time. Finn had been around for almost a year now, but Beth would reserve judgment until he'd lasted a couple more. Beth pictured Free's sunny, open face and soft golden hair, and was hit with a stab of love so fierce it almost took her breath away. If he hurt Free, Constable Finn Kelly wouldn't want to face Beth's wrath. She waved Tom and Willow off and went inside for a drink. Barry was in front of the television, sound down, frowning over his planting diary. Morning, sweetheart. You been jogging out there? Bloody hot. You'll get heat stroke if you don't watch out. I'm fine, Dad. I'm used to it. He focused back on his diary as she went for the water jug in the fridge. You want a cuppa, Bethy? Not yet. I'll have a shower first. Have you eaten? Do you fancy a cooked breakfast? Barry's face lit up. Bacon and eggs? Dad. She didn't even have to finish. He raised his hand in defeat. Poached eggs on toast, she said. Sounds beautiful, sweetheart. Don't tell your sister this, but you'll always be the best bloody cook in Mount Clare. Beth was unable to help a smile. Taught by Mum, the master, but you only think I'm better than Willow because I cook with meat. He chuckled. Nah, you've got magic in your fingers. Go and have your shower, and I'll get the kettle on. Beth enjoyed the slow morning at the station. She nattered and joked with her father, and found some clean washing to fold in the laundry, knowing how hard Willow and Tom worked. Coming back to her childhood home never failed to remind her to live life at a gentler pace, or at least to try. On the drive back to town in the afternoon, Beth thought about the next couple of days. They already looked crazy. She had appointments at the clinic until 6 on Monday, and she still had to ask Paul or Carolyn if they could take any of her late appointments on Tuesday afternoon, since the Majinbarra stakeholders had called a special meeting at 5. Then she had a networking function at 7. She hoped there would be food there, because at that rate, she'd be lucky to squeeze in dinner. She had to get her own tests booked too, a mammogram and a cervical screening. She'd never had an abnormal result, but it was better to be vigilant with her family history. Her mind wandered back to the stakeholder meeting. She wasn't sure why the meeting had been called. It wasn't